It's loading. Just give me a second. Okay, we are live on YouTube. Welcome everyone out there on YouTube. Everyone here in the Real Life Trading Room. We are set to go for today. All right, let's take a look at broader markets. Let's take a look at start here. We just continue to grind. Okay, so I'm looking at the S&P, just pushing higher. But if you notice, like yesterday was a very tight range for the majority of the morning. And so if you look at what we're doing today, it's just like we're grinding up, but it's we're not doing it with a lot of volatility, right? So pretty flat right now. Take a look at the NASDAQ. All right, same thing on the NASDAQ. Sorry, I'm trying to pop out my the chat. There we go. All right, same thing on the NASDAQ, right? I mean, we're pushing higher, we're grinding up, but again, still look at the size of the candle so far that is forming today. Just pretty flat. So could be the same as yesterday morning in terms of just low volatility. I mean, it is summer, right? So take a look at these on this is the daily, but let's take a look at on the 5-minute, because what I was noticing on the 5-minute, both on the NASDAQ and the S&P, right? We're just in this channel right now. And so this is the price action that we're looking at so far today. Just 5-minute channel, just back and forth, up and down between this, and not a very big range. Take a look at it on the ES as well. Okay, same thing, right? We are just 5-minute channel. Just this one's a little bit more obvious on the ES than the Qs, but we're just chopping around in this 5-minute channel. So, we're going to look at some. I did find some gaps. We're going to take a look at some gaps. We're going to take a look at a couple of the tickers that we'll be following in the morning. But right now, right, we're just looking at sideways action so far. Market obviously is not open. We've got 23 more minutes before the market opens, but still just very sideways price action. So let's take a look at some individual tickers. So Intel. Let me switch this back to the daily. So Intel, yesterday we had a retest gap. Didn't really retest all that much, right? Moved up and it quickly traded right to that target. So the target was this choppy light blue line, which is my weekly 100, and it quickly traded to that target. We can go back here and look at the price action. Right when the market opened, it just ran right to that target. And at that point, I had said, okay, per my rules, once something trades to a target, I can't, I'm not going to trade it, right? Certainly not going to trade it long. And it just ran to that target. And then the rest of the day just, didn't do a whole lot, right? So what are we thinking about today? Well, I'm thinking, let me pull this down a little bit. Let's look at the pre-market action. First of all, let's mark off the pre-market high. So we have that. So somewhere around there. So here's what I'm thinking. I like the fact that we are gapping up again. Let's see. Right now we're looking at opening up Like if it were a hold right now, we would be opening up right where this middle line is right here. So what I'm going to look for is I would actually love to see, because again, it is another retest gap for Intel. I would love to see it open here, come down and retest this level. Now, two ways we can play this. We can either just do a blind limit buy and just go off of the fact that this is the 100 on the weekly right here. That's exactly where price traded to yesterday, should provide support. We could just do a blind buy right off that level, come up with an area to put the stop. Let's see, where can we put the stop? We change this to a 15-minute chart. See if there's any clear pre-market levels. All right, so if we come down into here, we don't have any pre-market levels where to work off of for a stop. So let me go to a 30-minute. So let's see. Yeah, Tim is saying it filled the gap from May, but left a gap yesterday. Yep. So I'm thinking I'm trying to locate an area to put a stop. I don't want it to be too far away, right? So I'm looking, I mean, this is just nothing but just bullish candles here, right? So this pivot right here would be an area, but that's pretty wide, right? I mean, that's almost the full size of yesterday's candle. So that's not going to work. We'll go back to the 15. All right. So if we do come down in here right now, maybe somewhere around, if we were to use the 15-minute chart and we come back and we look at yesterday, we had this level here. Let's see. So, okay, that's a little bit better. Okay. I could work off that. So the way I'm going to approach this is I'm going to wait. I'm going to let Intel open. We could just do a blind buy right off this level, stop down here, or maybe even a little bit looser. Maybe something like that. Or we just let it come down here and hit this level and see if it can give us some type of a hammer or something that gives us, a buy signal. So that's my plan for Intel. Let me open up different. All right. So I've got Intel that I've added to my charts over here. Looking through my scanner, let's see. Let me pull my scanner over. Okay. Are you able to see the scanner? I just dragged it over into that screen. Give me one if you're able to see the scanner. Okay, cool. So looking through this, I went through this list, not really seeing, I mean, here's Intel. I'm looking for at the gap ups here, right? Not seeing a whole lot. This one, Nikola is, it's already at 10%. So that's immediately I rule that out because I'm looking for me, the gaps have to be less than 7%, ideally like 3 to 4%, 5% at the most. So that's a little too much for me right now. And then I went through the rest of these and there wasn't really anything. Zeta, somebody, who was it last night? Was that somebody called out Zeta last night in the afternoon room, I believe. Let's take a look at. Yeah, I remember that. So the one thing about it is the ATR is only 60 cents. It doesn't really meet my plan. And then if we look at what it is doing, right? Yes, it looks like it's gapping up, but the volume is extremely light. So when I'm looking at pre-market volume, I want to see a minimum of 10,000 shares being traded pre-market, and this is only, in the hundreds. So, and plus again, it's only a ATR of 60 cents. So it doesn't meet my plan. Lillian pins. Okay. Take a look. Eli Lilly. All right. So yesterday, new high. So we've got some type of a double top working here, pre-market double top, with yesterday, right? So we've got some type of double top working. A doji from yesterday. So yeah, we can keep an eye on it. Let me add that to my paper list over here. Hang on a second. We'll keep an eye on Eli Lilly, but yeah, I'm seeing double top. This might, again, all-time high, or not all-time high, but making a high here. And that could be an all-time high. Let's see. Yeah, all-time high. So my thought is, it could be a fade, right? Especially since we're looking at this double top right here, right? Came up pre-market, it's pulling back down. We'll keep an eye on it. Let's see, pre-market volume, again, it's spotty, right? We're not trading 10,000 shares. So we'll see. It may not even gap, right? Sometimes when you see a move like that and it's on low volume, it doesn't, when it opens, it doesn't actually gap. Raj is asking, how are you monitoring the amount of shares being traded? You said at least 10. Yeah. So Raj, all I'm doing is down here, right? Here's my volume. So if I just hover over pre-market, there's 500, there's 100, 100, 500, 7, there's 1,000, right? There's 3,800. So I'm just dragging my cursor over top of the candles, and that's telling me what the volume is down here. So I'm just roughly calculating it in my head. That's all. Yeah, there's nothing. I don't have anything that tells me what the exact volume is. I'm just guesstimating it based on looking at that. Let's see. Pins was the other one that Tim threw out. All right, pins. All right, so if we do gap up, yeah, again, volume is very light, right? But I'll add it to the list. I mean, if it does gap, it would be a gap and go, right? Because we had a bearish doji yesterday, and if it does gap up, some people will be trapped. But the only thing is, right? So just remember, all gaps are not created equal. So even if this were to gap up, think of all these people who went short here, right? Is anybody panicking if it opens up here, right? And the answer is no. If it were to clear these, right, and open up somewhere around the 45 area, yeah, then you're going to get a lot of people panicking, and they're going to be looking to, since they're short, they would have to buy to close their position, right? But we'll keep an eye on pins. Let's see. I'm just running through this list that I have in front of me. NVIDIA. We'll go through each of the usual suspects real quick. So Tesla, we're inside, right? So right now, price action is all inside yesterday. So, Tesla's one that I'm always watching. I've got on my list, but I don't like to trade inside candles, right? So if the price action doesn't get above yesterday's or below yesterday's price action, right? If it's just trading within yesterday's range, I'm not going to look to trade it. I want to see something that's either breaking the high of yesterday or the low of yesterday. But right now we're just trading inside, which equates to CHOP, NVIDIA, we are approaching yesterday's high. So NVIDIA is always on my screen. So we'll be watching NVIDIA. We're right up into this level right here. Yesterday's high, 130.77. So we're right into that here. So yesterday, okay, what I was talking about yesterday was same thing. NVIDIA, I was saying this right here, this previous support would be resistance. And yesterday, NVIDIA traded right to it and then faded off, right? Right to it, faded. So we'll see if it can get above that. What I was talking about yesterday was like, I would like to see a close above this, right? Strong close above this level. And then we can look in getting in on a limit buy. Now, in terms of the stop, right? So we're on a 15-minute chart. We do have some pretty good levels here pre-market that we can work off of, right? So the stop if we do get up above here, right? If we can get a nice close above this level and then throw in a limit buy, this could be the stop down here. So keep an eye on NVIDIA. Yep, take a look at Apple. So Apple made a high pre-market. So if I zoom in here pre-market, we're double topping, right? I mean, exact double top right here. And I'm going to add Apple to my other screen. So this will be interesting to watch and see what happens here with Apple. So yes, we got above yesterday's high, but we are double topping pre-market. So we'll keep an eye on, see what happens when this opens up, see if we can get above this level. And if it can, break above that, then we'll try to find a nice place to put a stop. Cheryl's throwing out. Let's see. Verizon. Again, pre-market volume, pretty light. We are right up into yesterday's high, right into here, right? So if that holds, target would have to be right here, right? 41.98. Not a lot of room to go to that, right? You got to make sure that you've got that proper reward to risk if you're looking at this, but I'll add this to my paper list that I'm keeping track of. Again, pre-market is light, the volume. But Cheryl, we'll keep an eye on that for you. And you keep an eye on it too. Let me know what you see. Take a look at Amazon. So Amazon, we're inside yesterday's price action. Same as Tesla, right? So not much to look at there yet. AMD. All right, so AMD gap up yesterday. All right, so there's the high from yesterday where we broke above it, trading back down below. Again, this is a 15-minute chart. So if we can break above it, this candle right here, pre-market, if this holds, this could give us a nice little level here for a stop. But we do need to be aware here was the pre-market high. So that would be the first challenge, is getting through that. It got rejected here. It got rejected here. But AMD is on my other screen here. We watch that. So far, I'm liking Intel the most. Let's see, what else? AMD. Let me go back to my scanner. See if there's any shorts that stand out. Chewy, I had that on the screen when we first started. So just a small doji yesterday, bearish doji. We are right down at yesterday's lows, right here. We can keep an eye on Chewy. It's a nice, I mean, that right there, that drop. Let's see what's the volume like. Yeah, 38,000 shares right there, right? So this right here could just be what we're looking at right now with Chewy. This could just be some type of a ledge here that's just going to drop off. So if Chewy can do something, you know, if it can trade on its own, it does something. If it does something that is different than the market, I like that, right? So if Chewy can be, most obviously most tickers are going to trade, on their own. I mean, with the market, right? But if we can find something that's trading on its own, I like that even more. So I'm going to let me add Chewy to this list. Chewy could be a good short. All right. So let's see some more tickers. Let's take a look. Dell. So it looks like volume's decent. We're right at yesterday's high. This is going to be, well, let's do this. You zoom in here. Who was asking about this? Frank. Okay, so Frank, this is what I'm looking at here. Very clear trend line here, right? So that's what you're going to have to get above right here. That trend line that clearly is holding. I mean, this level right here is going to be your first level of resistance if it gets above. Right? Pretty close to where your price action is. So just keep that in mind. Watch that trend line, see if you can get a break above that, hold above that. Call it out if you see it, Frank. If you're going to keep watching it, I'm going to add that to the paper list that I'm keeping. Para. So, all right. So Para right away does not meet my trading plan. It's only got an ATR of 50 cents. But if you're looking to short it, go for it. The other thing is I don't short stocks that are like, $10, $11. It's just, especially if it's 50 cents for an average true range. But if you are going to look to short, keep in mind you've got the 20 and the 10 right here, very close to where price action is right now. Okay. But yeah, it doesn't meet my trading plan, but if it does meet yours, go for it. Just doesn't have the average true range that I'm looking for. And it's just too low priced of a stock for me to short. JMIA. Again, average true range, 70 cents. Again, pretty low for me. Hey, Jay, thanks a lot for that. Yeah, Jay saying Jay Powell speaks at 10 o'clock. Okay, so we're going to be patient, right? Because that could, the market could be quiet up until 10, and then it could pick up, right? And then so I don't necessarily want to be in a position when Powell starts to talk. So either you get in, get out before 10, or you just, sit and wait and let the market do its thing and see if it gets, crazy volatile when he starts talking. So this one here, right? Again, lower priced ticker, under $10, low ATR. You do have if this gap holds, right? If this gap holds, you do have a gap and go there. So, it's worth, I mean, if that meets your trading plan, who was that called that out? Tim. Yeah. So Tim, if that meets your trading plan, if the ATR is okay. I mean, I'll add it to the list. We can come back and look at it. And obviously, if you're watching it, give it a call out, shout out if you see something, or if you start to take a look for a setup on it. All right. Cheryl says, all right. Interesting. Look at that drop, right? So the low here, oh, that's a nice drop. Really good ATR. Let's see. Yep, we've got some decent. Look at that. So right there, this candle right there. Look how small that candle is. This candle here, okay, that was done on 3,500 shares. This tiny little bullish candle, 34,000. So we do have some. Oh, and this is looks like earnings, right? So 7.9 earnings estimate. So they came in under. So okay, so that makes sense. All right, so that's a nice earnings play. Let's keep an eye on that. I like I'm going to add that. I'm going to replace Tesla on my screen with that. Good call out. So with this one, okay, again, keep in mind, you know, to Jay's point with Powell talking at 10, right? I don't want to be holding a position at when that happens. All right, market's going to open. Let me end the live stream on YouTube. Let me go back to that. Give me a second. All right. Everyone on YouTube, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it. Come on over to reallifetrading.com. We do this every single day. Great group of great community, great group of traders. Love to have you join us. All right. So market open. Market is open. Let's see. Let me switch my screen. Okay, so Jay, good call. Jay saying this particular ticker here, 12% short float. So be interesting. So if this actually, you know, what you could look for, I'm on a 15-minute. Let me go back to a 3-minute here. Yeah, let's see how that plays out. Let me go to all right. So here's everything I'm watching. So NVIDIA. All right. So NVIDIA, I was saying, I want to get a hold above that, right? Get a nice close above this level. Get up in here. We can throw in a limit buy here, stop down here. So that's a possibility. Question is, can that happen and can we get it done in time to be out of it by 10 o'clock? Clearly struggling to get above that level right now. But that was the plan, right? Get a nice close above it and then look for the a limit buy off of here. I want to see strong close, come back down, S curve, limit buy here, stop down here. Give me one second. I just want to I do want to check. All right, so Jay, the was that on Econo Day? The Jay Powell thing? Oh, YouTube is still streaming live. Thanks. Let me appreciate you letting me know. All right, we're getting that push on NVIDIA. I like that. Give me one second. I'm gonna have to stop the share for a second.